Hello, guys, welcome to part 3 of Harry Potter and the Prison of Azkaban. By the way, if you want to buy our advertisements, go on to Solo Leveling, and we also got every single one today. So we have got the new one, which is Solo 2, and all of the other ones are sold out. Be sure to get them next Black Friday. Be sure to get this tomorrow because they're gonna sell next Monday. No, this Monday, tomorrow. So that means you can get our books for free. Not for free, but they're $399. But they're not that expensive. I want to tell you something because I was only telling you Solo Leveling 1 and Solo Leveling 3 because they are left to right. So this side to that side. Not like manga. And same with this. But in Solo Leveling 2, the creator did something different and gave it a manga. But this is not manga. This is Korean. That's why we call it Korean manga. Koreanasitam. That is what we call it. But these were translated into English and also Tokyo. But in Japan, these are not selling anymore. But yeah, I'm sorry, they are not selling anymore in Japan. But actually, I think there's a new thing. In Japan, there's another creator who is like publishing these, but not of Dobu Studio, recent studio, but it should be like Chongwang Studio. But at least they're getting the books. And they're actually same. I read all of them. I'll show you later because right now I just returned them because they were like too expensive. Like they're 100 yen. So let's go get some round of applause here. Okay. Now just come back and so here he did not become this, but this is the cover page. He became this, that's why it is the cover page. He became this, that's why it is the cover page. Sahur ta 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 sahur kale kala chibandini banani wo marino clostini. Okay, back to the video. Back to the video. Now, I think we can start reading now. So that's why let's start it. We have read till she also kept throwing out harassers about what made him Harry's person. Okay, after that, you mustn't blame yourself for the way the boys turned out, Varun, she said over lunch on the third day. If there is something rotten on the inside, there's nothing anyone can do about it. Harry tried to concentrate on his food. Concentrate? means uh, like trying to focus, and focus means trying to I am focusing on this book so that I'm reading very good. So that means I like to do it, and that is what it means. Concentrate plus focus. Yeah. So that's what it means. So back to the video. Harry tried to concentrate on his food, but his hands shook and his face was starting to burn with anger. Remember the form, he told himself. Think about Hogsmeade. Don't say anything, don't rise. Aunt Marge reached for her glass of wine. It's one of the basic rules of breeding, she said. You see it all the time with dogs. If there is something wrong with the bitch, you see bitch, it's a very, very worst word. It's a very bad word. But in reality, bitch means the female version of the dogs. So that's why it's written bitch, or else it will be written female dogs if there is no word for female dogs. But there is a word, bitch. But there is also another bad word, fuck, that we should not use because it's a very bad word. Go on. There be something wrong with the pup. Pup means a cute little baby people, not people, the cute little puppies that are cute little dogs. Yeah. At that moment, the wine glass Aunt Marge was holding exploded in her hand. Shards of glass flew in every direction, and Aunt Marge spluttered and blinked. Her great ruddy face dripping. Marge! Squealed Aunt Petunia. Marge, are you all right? Not to worry, grunted Aunt Marge, mopping her face with her napkin. Must have squeezed it too hard. Did the same thing at Coles for Bister the other day. No need to fuss, Petunia. I have a very firm grip. But Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon were both looking at Harry suspiciously, so he decided he'd better skip pudding and escape from the table as soon as he could. Outside in the hall, he leant against the wall, breathing deeply. It had been a long time since he'd lost control and made something explode. He couldn't afford to let it happen again. The Hogsmeade fawn wasn't the only thing at stake. If he carried on like that, he'd be in trouble with the Ministry of Magic. Harry was still an underage wizard, and he was forbidden by wizard law to do magic outside school. His record wasn't exactly clean either. Only last summer he'd got an official warning which had stated quite clearly that if the ministry got wind of any more magic in private drive, Harry would face expulsion from Hogwarts. He heard the Dursleys leaving the table and hurried upstairs out of the way. Harry got through the next 3 days by forcing himself to think about his handbook of do-it-yourself broom care. Whenever Aunt Marge stared at him, this worked quite well, though it seemed to give him a gazed look because Aunt Marge started voicing the opinion that he would mentally stubborn no more. At last, at all, at long last, the final evening of Marge's stay arrived. Aunt Petunia cooked a fancy dinner and Uncle Vernon uncorked several bottles of wine. They all got the way through the soup and the salmon without a single mention of Harry's faults. During the lemon meringue pie, Uncle Vernon bored them all with a long talk about the Grunnings, his drill making company. Then Aunt Petunia made a coffee and Uncle Vernon brought a bottle of brandy. Can I tempt you, Marge? Aunt Marge had already had rather a lot of wine. Her huge face was very red. Just a small one then. She chuckled. A bit more than a bit and a bit more than that and a bit more. That's the boy. Dudley was eating his fourth slice of pie. Aunt Petunia was slipping coffee with her little fingers sticking out. Harry really wanted to disappear into his bedroom, but he met Uncle Vernon. Uncle Verron's angry little eyes and knew he would have to sit it out. Ah, said said Aunt Marge, smacking her lips and putting the empty brandy glass back down. Excellent nosh, Petunia. It's normally just a fry-up for me of an evening with 12 dogs to look after. She burped richly and patted her great tweed stomach. Pardon me, but I do like to see a healthy-sized boy, she went on, winking at Dudley. You'll be a proper-sized man, Doodlers. Like your father, yes. Doodlers, like your father, yes. I have a spot. More brandy Vernon. Now, this one here. She jerked her head at Harry, who felt his stomach clench. The handbook, he thought quickly. This one's got a mean, a runty look about him. You get that with dogs. I had a Colonel Frustrated one last year. Ratty little think it was weak unburdened. Harry was trying to remember page 12 of his book. A charm to cure resumed reservoirs. It all comes down to blood. As I was saying the other day, bad blood will out. Now I am saying nothing against your family, Petunia. She patted Aunt Petunia's bony hand with her shovel-like one. But your sister was a bad egg. They turned up. They turn up in the best families. Some issues were happening, by the way, but now back to the book. Then she ran off with the wastrel and Here's the result in right in front of us. Harry was staring at his plate, a funny ringing in his ears. Grasp your broom firmly by the tail, he thought. But he couldn't remember what came next. Aunt Marge's voice seemed to be boring him like the one of Uncle Verron's drills. "This Potter," said Aunt Marge loudly, sneezing the brandy bottle and splashing more into her glass and over tablecloth. "You never told me what he did." Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia were looking extremely tense. Dudley had even looked up from his pie to gape at his parents. He didn't work," said Uncle Vernon with a half glance at Harry. "I'm unemployed. Unemployed. Unemployed means employment. Employment means he is working very, very well, very well. But unemployed means he is not working at all, and unemployment is they don't have any workers, and employment he has a lot of workers, and employee means there is a worker, and employed means there is already employee that has already worked. That is what it means. And unemployed, there is not working. "As I expected," said Aunt Marge, taking a huge swing of brandy and whipping her chin on her sleeve. "No account, good for nothing, lazy scrounger who—" "He was not," said Harry suddenly. The table went very quiet. Harry was shaking all over. He had never felt so angry in his life. "More brandy!" yelled Uncle Vernon, who had gone very white. He emptied the bottle into Aunt Marge's glass. "You boy," he snarled at Harry. "Go to bed, go on." "No, Vernon," hiccuped Aunt Marge, holding up a hand. Her tiny bloodshot eyes fixed on Harry's. "Go on, boy, go on. Proud of your parents, are you? Then go and get themselves killed in a car crash. Drunk, I expect." "Then they didn't die in a car crash," said Harry, who found himself on his feet. "They died in a car crash, you nasty little liar, and left you to be burdened on their decent, hard-working relatives," screamed Aunt Marge, swelling with fury. "You are insulted Aunt for little." But Aunt Marge suddenly stopped speaking. For a moment, it looked like as though words had failed her. She seemed to be swelling with inexpressible anger, but the swelling didn't stop. Her great red face started to expand. Her tiny eyes bulged and her mouth stretched too tightly for speech. Next second, several buttons burst from her tweed jacket and pinged off the walls. She was inflating like a monstrous balloon, her stomach bursting free of her tweed waistband, each of her fingers blowing up like a salmi. "Marge!" yelled Uncle Vernon and Petunia together, as Aunt Marge's whole body began to rise off her chair towards the ceiling. She was entirely round now, like a vase, like Buddhi. With piggy eyes, and her hands felt feet stuck out weirdly as she drifted up into the air. making act like popping noises. Reaper came skidding into the room, barking madly. No! Uncle Warren sneezed one of Marge's feet and tried to pull her down again, but it was almost lifted from her. But was almost lifted from the floor himself. Next second, Reaper had leaped forward and sunk his teeth into Uncle Warren's leg. Harry tore Harry tore from the dining room before anyone could stop him, heading straight to the cupboard under the stairs. The cupboard door burst magically open as he reached it. In seconds, he had heaved his trunk into the first door, up the loose floorboards, and grabbed a pillowcase full of his book and birthday present. He wriggled out, seized Hedwig's empty cage, and dashed back downstairs to his trunk. Just as Uncle Warren burst out to the dining room, he shouted like, "What it is? Come back in here!" He bellowed. "Come back and put her right." But her reckless rage had come over Harry. He kicked his trunk open, pulled out his wand, and pointed it at Uncle Vernon. "She deserved it," Harry said, breathing very fast. "She deserved it. What she got. You keep away from me." He fumbled behind him for the catch on the door. "I'm going," Harry said. "I've had enough." And the next moment, he was out in the dark, quite straight, heaving a heavy trunk behind him, Hedwig's cage under his arm. That's a very good chapter, man. Like, I love all of the thing that I read. It was like perfect. Like Harry. Did not say like Harry Potter because his last name is like very tight. But now, I think no, not my camera. Okay, my camera is just falling like this. Can I show you something? Hello for you, my friend. Okay, now I just keep this back. I have shown in my room tour that I have this big, this iron steel Bolivia thing written on it. That's why I can shake it and it can go like this. It can go like that. I can turn it all the way back like that. Yeah. And now let's leave it. Chapter 3, The Night Bus. Bye. I don't want to read The Night Bus, but I just want to make you curious about The Night Bus. I have read this, but it's very cool. I'm not going to spill any of the secrets inside it, but it's just a bus. It's a triple-decker bus. I'll show you. It's a triple-decker. 1, 2, 3. 3 deckers. Triple-decker. Yeah. No, it's not a triple. It's a quadruple, actually. No, it's a 5-decker. It's a 5-decker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 deckers, 3 deckers are sleeping, and 2 deckers are living. That's why we can read this later. Bye.